You with Trump, you with me.
From Kid Rock's explosive outburst to Tommy Lee's outrageous Instagram post, the assassination attempt on President Trump has stirred up some wild reactions in the rock world. In this video, we're diving into the diverse reactions from these rock legends. Stay tuned, because some of these responses are more than just surprising, they're downright wild. Kid Rock. Kid Rock, never one to shy away from controversy, was one of the first to react after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The rally turned chaotic when a shooter targeted Trump, hitting him in the ear. In true Kid Rock fashion, he didn't hold back when he took to social media.
You with Trump, you with me.
You gotta love Kid Rock, always ready to jump into the fray, no matter how wild things get. His explosive reaction set the tone for the rock world's response to the shocking event. But why does Kid Rock reaction carry such weight? Born Robert James Ritchie, Kid Rock burst onto the music scene in the late 90s with his unique blend of rock, rap, and country. His 1998 album, Devil Without a Cause, catapulted him to fame, thanks to hits like Bawit Daba and Cowboy. Over the years, Kid Rock has remained a prominent figure in the music industry, known not only for his musical versatility, but also for his larger-than-life persona and controversial statements. Kid Rock's career has been punctuated by numerous controversies, ranging from his use of the Confederate flag in performances to his blunt and often abrasive social media presence. In 2017, he faced assault charges for punching Mötley Crüe drummer Tommy Lee at the MTV Video Music Awards. The fight stemmed from long-standing tensions between the two, partly due to their shared history with Pamela Anderson. Kid Rock, who was married to Anderson from 2006 to 2007, said the fight with Lee was unavoidable and had been brewing for years. In another infamous incident, Kid Rock got into a fight at a Waffle House in Georgia, which also resulted in misdemeanor battery charges. His frequent public brawls and blunt comments have made him a divisive figure in the music world. Despite this, his boldness in expressing his views, no matter how controversial, has won him a loyal following. Politically, Kid Rock has always been a vocal supporter of conservative values. His admiration for Donald Trump is well documented, and he has often praised the former president for his policies and leadership style. Kid Rock's support for Trump goes beyond mere words. He has actively participated in Trump's political events, including performing at the recent Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. During his performance, he reiterated his belief in Trump's vision for America, energizing the crowd with his trademark enthusiasm.
What up, America? If you're ready for President Trump to take the stage, I need everybody to stand up!
One of the most memorable displays of Kid Rock's support for Donald Trump was his 2017 visit to the White House, where he was joined by fellow rock star Ted Nugent and politician Sarah Palin. The trio garnered significant attention for posing in front of a portrait of Hillary Clinton. This photo, shared on Palin's Facebook page without any caption, went viral and ignited a media frenzy. Many interpreted the image as a mockery of Clinton following her defeat in the 2016 election. The reaction was polarized. Clinton's critics were thrilled, while others deemed the act disrespectful and straight-up classless. Among the latter group, some dubbed Kid and his companions as the Redneck Holy Trinity. This visit underscored Kid Rock's alignment with Trump's political stance and his willingness to publicly endorse the former president. In addition to his outspoken support for Trump, Kid Rock has also been involved in various philanthropic efforts that align with his political beliefs. He has supported numerous veteran organizations and consistently advocates for the rights of American workers. These actions have further solidified his reputation as a patriot in the eyes of his supporters. The assassination attempt on Trump was a shock to many, and Kid Rock's fiery response captured the raw emotions felt by his fans and fellow Trump supporters. Beyond his initial video, Kid Rock also shared a link to a fundraising campaign for the victims of the rally incident, which quickly gained traction and raised significant funds. Kid Rock is not the only one with a strong reaction to this event. Another rock legend also shared a similarly fiery response: Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent, like Kid Rock, didn't hold back after the assassination attempt on the former president. The rock legend took to X, tweeting, "Patriotic blood boils like never before in support of this great man to make America great again." This statement was consistent with Nugent's long-standing support for Trump and his conservative values. Ted Nugent is one of the big names in rock music, and for younger people who might not know, he has had an illustrious career. Nugent's musical journey began with the Amboy Dukes, a band he formed in 1964 that gained notoriety with their hit single, "Journey to the Center of the Mind." By the mid-1970s, Nugent had embarked embarked on a successful solo career. His self-titled debut album in 1975, featuring hits like Stranglehold and Hey Baby, established him as a solo artist. Throughout the late 1970s, Nugent achieved significant commercial success with albums like Cat Scratch Fever and Double Live Gonzo, becoming the #1 grossing tour act in the world during 1977, 1978, and 1979. His energetic performances and guitar prowess earned him the nickname Motor City Madman and solidified his place in rock history. Known for his provocative statements and unapologetic stance, Nugent has often found himself at the center of controversy. His outspoken nature has earned him a dedicated following, as well as a significant number of critics. One of his most controversial remarks came when he told Trump supporters to go berserk on the skulls of the Democrats.
I love you people madly, but I'd love you more if you went forward and just went berserk on the skulls of the Democrats and the Marxists and the communists.
This statement sparked widespread condemnation and accusations of hate speech, but honestly, I don't think he cared much. Politically, Ted Nugent has been a vocal advocate for conservative causes and a staunch defender of the Second Amendment. His political commentary often targets the Democratic Party, whom he accuses of betraying American values. In one of his many public statements, Nugent declared that anybody that is against Trump is literally against quality of life in the United States of America. This sentiment encapsulates his view that Trump is a pivotal figure in preserving what he considers to be the core values of the country. Nugent's support for Trump is not limited to words. He has participated in numerous Trump rallies and events, using his platform to promote Trump's message and policies. His speeches often contain fiery rhetoric aimed at rallying conservative supporters.
We must not let it get lumped in with California and Illinois and New York and New Jersey and Maryland and Massachusetts. I got your blue state right here, baby!
Nugent also has a history of making inflammatory statements, such as telling former President Barack Obama to suck on my machine gun.
Obama, he's a piece of shit, and I told him to suck on my machine gun. Let's hear it for him.
And referring to Hillary Clinton as a devil bitch who hates everything good about America. These comments have often brought him into the media spotlight for all the wrong reasons, but they have also solidified his reputation as a no-holds-barred advocate for his beliefs. In addition to his political activities, Nugent has also been a prominent member of the National Rifle Association, NRA. His advocacy for gun rights is well known, and he has used his platform to speak out against any form of gun control. This stance has further polarized opinions about him, drawing both support and intense criticism. The assassination attempt on Trump has only fueled Nugent's rhetoric further. Since the incident, he has ramped up his social media activity, frequently posting derogatory comments about President Biden and mocking his administration's policies. While Ted Nugent's reaction was certainly explosive, the next rock star on our list had a more measured response: Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley, the legendary frontman of Kiss, was quick to voice his concern following the assassination attempt, offering a more composed perspective. Taking to X, Stanley expressed his dismay. "The shooting of former President Trump is an awful example of the state of our country. Nobody has the right to use violence to further their beliefs. Democracy depends on elections to determine the will of the people," wishing him a speedy recovery and a prayer for the lives lost. This heartfelt message highlighted his firm belief in democratic processes and a strong condemnation of political violence. For those who might not know, Paul Stanley, born Stanley Burt Eisen, is a co-founder and the driving force behind the iconic rock band Kiss. Formed in New York City in January 1973, Kiss exploded onto the music scene with their outrageous stage performances, featuring fire-breathing, blood-spitting, and dazzling pyrotechnics. Alongside Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley, Stanley helped forge a unique rock identity that has captivated fans for decades. Kiss's meteoric rise to fame came with the release of albums like Destroyer, Love Gun, and Alive. Their hit singles, such as Rock and Roll All Night, Detroit Rock City, and Beth, became anthems of the rock genre in the 1970s. The band's larger-than-life image, complete with face paint and flamboyant costumes, has left an indelible mark on rock culture. Despite numerous lineup changes, Stanley and Simmons have remained the core members, ensuring Kiss's enduring legacy. Their influence extends beyond music into merchandise, movies, and even comic books, solidifying their status as cultural icons. Paul Stanley's comment about the assassination attempt came as a shock to many because, over the past few years, Stanley has been very critical of Trump, which has garnered backlash from his fans. For instance, Stanley has publicly blasted Trump's claims about a rigged election and criticized criticized Republican senators who supported these claims. After the 2020 presidential election, Trump repeatedly claimed that the election was rigged and that widespread fraud had occurred, despite numerous investigations and court cases finding no substantial evidence to support these claims. Stanley took to Twitter to denounce these assertions. In a tweet, Paul Stanley wrote, "This is abhorrent, a true danger to our democracy. The issue isn't that it won't work. It's mob boss behavior and politicians putting party over audits, investigations, court rulings, and country in an effort to overrule the will of American voters," he wrote. In a second tweet, Stanley wrote, "After numerous audits, debunked claims of rampant voter tampering, dead people voting, and the countless cases thrown out by Trump, appointed judges and others, when is not getting the hoped-for result accepted? Biden won." Stanley's outspoken criticism of Trump and his claims of a rigged election stirred up a storm among some fans who, to put it mildly, were not pleased at all. In response to this criticism, Stanley defended his right to express his opinions. He emphasized that his profession should not prevent him from speaking out on important issues and that democracy thrives on the diversity of viewpoints. He tweeted, "If you are a fan who now feels my opinions are alienating you, that is sadly your choice and not my intention. Do the entertainers you enjoy have to share your beliefs? Would you like it more if you didn't know? In many cases, you'd be fooling yourself. I won't do that to you or me." Stanley also highlighted the importance of dialogue and understanding, even among those with differing opinions. He stated, "To all those who don't share my views, you are not my enemy. A democracy needs those differences to make it better and ultimately stronger. Friendship doesn't need agreement. Our enemy should be anyone who turns us against each other for their personal gain." For many fans, it seemed like Paul Stanley didn't like Trump and wouldn't say anything nice about him. But Stanley's reaction shows that he believes strongly in democracy and is firmly against political violence. Paul Stanley isn't alone in his criticisms of Trump. The next rock star on our list also has some strong opinions about Trump, and his reaction to the assassination attempt is definitely something. Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee, the wild and outspoken drummer of Mötley Crüe, took a mockish approach to the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. In a particularly audacious move, Lee took to Instagram to post an edited picture of Trump throwing his fist in the air after being shot, with a crude addition of a genital in Trump's hand. This post caused a massive outrage across social media, with many condemning Lee for his lack of sensitivity and respect. Tommy Lee is no stranger to controversy. His career has been marked by wild antics and legal troubles. Born Thomas Lee Bass, the drummer co-founded Mötley Crüe, a band known as much for their hard-rocking hits as for their decadent lifestyle. One notable incident was his infamous titty cam at Mötley Crüe concerts, where a camera would zoom in on women in the audience who were willing to bare their breasts, which was then projected on large screens.
You know what? God damn it! I know this show got titties in Prince George.
This practice, while popular among some fans, drew sharp criticism for being exploitative and inappropriate. Lee's tumultuous personal life has also kept him in the headlines. His marriages to Heather Locklear and Pamela Anderson were highly publicized, especially his rocky relationship with Anderson, which included a physical altercation that led to Lee serving time in jail for spousal abuse. His notorious 1998 sex tape with Anderson, which was stolen and leaked, further cemented his bad boy image. Tommy Lee has been a vocal critic of Donald Trump for years. He hasn't held back his words, calling Trump a idiot and lambasting those who voted for him. In a series of tweets and social media posts, Lee has consistently expressed his disdain for Trump's policies and actions. In 2019, he shared a message humorously outlining the drastic changes liberals would implement if they regained power, which included turning Chick-fil-A restaurants into LGBTQ+ safe spaces and repurposing Fox News offices into family refugee shelters. His posts often contain inflammatory rhetoric aimed at provoking Trump supporters. For instance, Lee once posted, "We're going to gather up all of your guns, melt them down, and turn them into a gargantuan metal mountain emblazoned with the face of Hillary Clinton." This post, like many others, drew significant backlash, highlighting the deep political divide in the country. Tommy Lee isn't alone in his disdain for Donald Trump. The legendary actor Robert De Niro has never hidden his feelings about Trump, famously stating he would like to punch him in the face.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face.
Another notable critic is singer and songwriter John Legend, who has called Trump a racist and has consistently used his platform to denounce Trump's policies. Legend's opposition intensified after Trump referred to certain countries as shithole countries, prompting Legend to declare that Trump is a racist at his core. Recently, Tommy Lee has somewhat thrown his support behind Kamala Harris. In a recent Instagram post, Tommy Lee expressed his belief in the need for female leadership in the United States. He wrote, "I've been saying it for a long time. Our country needs some serious female love. Dunno if Kamala is the one, but fuck A. Let's make this country great again." While some fans appreciated his candidness, others were quick to criticize him for voicing his political opinions. One follower commented, "Just play the drums. We could care less about what you think." While another added, "Why do you need to share your political views? You lose fans." Another commenter wrote, "Coming from someone that sexualized women his entire career, but I do love the song Girls, Girls, Girls." But knowing Tommy, he probably couldn't care less about the criticism. Now, moving on from the fiery Tommy Lee, let's see how another rock legend responded to this shocking event. Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels, the iconic frontman of Poison, also expressed his thoughts about the incident, though his approach was markedly different from Lee's provocative antics. Bret Michaels took to social media to condemn the violence and send prayers to Donald Trump. He posted, "In this act of terror and stupidity by the perpetrator that wounded the former president and took the innocent life of another person, our condolences, prayers, and well wishes go out from all of us at Michaels Entertainment Group to their families and everyone affected." Born Bret Michaels Sychak, Michaels rose to fame as the lead vocalist of Poison, a band that became synonymous with the glam metal scene of the 1980s. Poison's debut album, Look What the Cat Dragged In, featured hits like Talk Dirty to Me and I Won't Forget You, propelling them to stardom. The band's success continued with albums like Open Up and Say, Ah, and Flesh and Blood, producing iconic tracks such as Every Rose Has Its Thorn and Unskinny Bop. Michaels's charismatic stage presence and distinctive voice made him a standout figure in rock. Beyond his music career, Michaels ventured into reality television, starring in shows like Rock of Love with Bret Michaels and Celebrity Apprentice, the latter of which he won. His victory on Celebrity Apprentice showcased his savvy business skills and brought him closer to Donald Trump. Michaels has praised Trump for his business acumen and was not surprised when Trump won the 2016 presidential election. Michaels described Trump as all about capitalism and patriotic, expressing hope that Trump would improve America through entrepreneurial spirit. Despite performing at Trump's 2017 inaugural ball, Michaels has since shied away from overt political statements, focusing instead on broader messages of unity and problem solving. Michaels' approach to political commentary is more reserved compared to other celebrities. He avoids deep dives into partisan politics, preferring to emphasize solutions and cooperation over conflict. This has helped him maintain a broad fan base, avoiding the polarizing backlash that often accompanies outspoken political views. He continues to use his platform to promote positivity and community, reflecting his belief in the power of unity. Bret Michaels' response to the assassination attempt on Donald Trump was a clear example of his measured approach. Rather than fueling the flames of division, he focused on condemning violence and extending support to those affected. Dee Snider. Dee Snider, the outspoken frontman of Twisted Sister, has never shied away from political commentary, and his reaction to the assassination attempt on Donald Trump was no different. Snider took to social media to express his outrage, condemning the act of violence unequivocally. He posted, "Unacceptable on so many levels. It is just effing awful what happened yesterday. Disagree with the other party as much as you want. Never raise a hand toward them. Respect their right to believe something different than you do." Dee Snider, born Daniel Snyder, is best known as the lead vocalist of Twisted Sister, a band that gained fame in the 1980s with hits like We're Not Gonna Take It and I Wanna Rock. Known for their flamboyant costumes and rebellious anthems, Twisted Sister became icons of the glam metal scene. Snyder's powerful voice and charismatic stage presence made him a standout figure in rock music. Beyond his music career, Snyder has appeared in movies, written books, and hosted radio shows, showcasing his versatility as an entertainer. Dee Snider has a long history of political engagement and has been vocal about his views for many years. While Snyder and Trump once shared a friendship, with Twisted Sister's We're Not Gonna Take It being used at Trump rallies, their relationship took a turn due to political disagreements. In a past interview, Snyder recalled how Donald Trump contacted him to use his song.
Donald Trump did call me and ask me if he could use the song at the very beginning of his campaign. And I said, you know what, I don't see eye to eye with you on everything, but I knew he was a Northeast Republican, former Democrat. I know his family, I know him. I had no idea where he was going to go with this thing.
However, Snyder eventually changed his mind after learning more about Trump's political views and stopped Trump from using the song.
So he comes out of the gate and like, what the hell are you talking? What is going on? Holy shit. I don't know this guy. And then finally, after a few months, I had to call him up and say, dude, I can't do it. I said, I can't have you using my song.
Snyder eventually distanced himself completely from Trump. While rock stars like Tommy Lee and Kid Rock have taken more extreme and provocative stances, Snyder's approach to politics has been one of firm but respectful disagreement. His condemnation of the assassination attempt on Trump was clear, focusing on the broader issue of political violence rather than personal attacks. While D. Snyder's reaction was centered on condemning violence and promoting respect, the next rock legend, Philip Labonte, had a different take on the event. Philip Labonte. Rock legend Philip Labonte has always been known for his blunt opinions, especially when it comes to politics. Philip Labonte reacted strongly to the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Taking to Twitter, Labonte posted, "Yes, put this man in office and destroy the left." This statement clearly showed his support for Trump and his disdain for the left-wing politics, causing a stir on social media and among political commentators. Philip Labonte is best known as the lead vocalist of All That Remains, a band that has made significant waves in the metal scene since the early 2000s. With albums like The Fall of Ideals and Overcome, All That Remains has established a loyal fan base and a reputation for their powerful, melodic metal sound. Labonte's aggressive vocal style and the band's blend of metalcore and melodic death metal have garnered critical acclaim and commercial success. Known for his conservative views, Philip Labonte has often been a vocal advocate on various political issues, from gun rights to free speech. His support for Trump has been evident over the years, even though Trump's policies and rhetoric are often polarizing. In past social media posts, Labonte has staunchly defended Trump's actions and criticized what he perceives as the hypocrisy and overreach of the left. He's never been shy about sharing his opinions, and the recent assassination attempt on Trump has only amplified his outspokenness. Since the attempt, the rock legend has been more vocal than ever, rallying his followers to support Trump and encouraging everyone to get out and vote. In one Twitter post, he passionately declared, "If you think it's not super important to get out and vote, you are wrong. Trump is not a guarantee by a long shot." In another fiery tweet, Labonte placed blame squarely on the left, saying, "Every leftist that has called Trump Hitler shares responsibility for today's assassination attempt. Elect Trump and smash the left, shatter their organizations, indict the media that has lied about the right for a decade." Clearly, Labonte isn't pulling any punches and is ready to take on all comers. Labonte's support for Trump has reached new heights. In a bold proclamation, he tweeted, "I'm a Trump-supporting MAGA guy now. I was just voting against the left before. Now I'm voting for Donald J. Trump." It's a clear shift from being an anti-left voter to an enthusiastic Trump advocate. Labonte's passionate and often provocative stance keeps him at the center of political discourse. Whether you agree with him or not, there's no denying that he's a force to be reckoned with in the political arena. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.